The story opens with Gina, the most beautiful and most popular girl in her school. Even with fierce competition, she earns a spot as a trainee at one of Korea's top entertainment agencies. To everyone around her, she feels almost unreal, talented, admired, and always in the spotlight. She also has a reputation for protecting other students who get bullied, which only makes her image shine brighter. Gina sets trends without even trying, and people treat her like a celebrity who was born to be noticed. She's surrounded by friends who are just as well known and come from wealthy families. There's Hana, her close friend and fellow trainee, and Minji, the youngest daughter of an influential rich family, someone with real power in the school's social scene. From the outside, Gina's life looks flawless. Like everything she touches turns into attention and praise. But off to the side, there's Seungmin, a regular student who has only ever been able to watch Gina from a distance. He isn't popular, he doesn't stand out, and he goes through school without anyone really paying attention to him. His closest friend, Baul, often tries to pull him back to reality, reminding him that Seungmin and Gina live in completely different worlds. On top of that, Gina is known to be dating Hyung Tak, a popular baseball player with a bright future. But their relationship is not as perfect as it looks. Gina eventually asks to break up because Hyung Tak keeps missing their plans. She feels ignored, especially after he even forgets her birthday because he's too consumed with baseball practice. Gina's friends see it as crossing the line, and they're not shy about thinking Hyung Tak has gone too far. Hyung Tak, however, doesn't take the breakup seriously. Instead of accepting it, he keeps pressing Gina for an explanation. Cornered and frustrated, Gina panics and lies. She claims she already has a new boyfriend, someone much better than him. Then, almost at random, she points to a photo of Seungmin on the school bulletin board and says, Seungmin is the new boyfriend. And with one desperate lie, a nobody gets pulled into her spotlight. This is Be My Boyfriend. However, Hyung Tak doesn't buy it. He demands to meet this so-called new boyfriend the very next day. He promises that if it's real, he will accept the breakup and finally let her go. With no time to waste, Gina and her friends start searching for Seungmin, the unknown boy nobody pays attention to. Their first clue comes when Ba-yul recognizes the photo and introduces himself as Seungmin's friend. He quickly rushes to tell Seungmin that Gina is looking for him. And for the first time, Seungmin is forced to face the upper-class girl he's only ever admired from far away. The story then flashes back to a moment 1 year earlier, when Gina is in the school broadcasting room. Seungmin makes a mistake and forgets to prepare the music. But instead of freezing, Gina confidently performs anyway, singing without any accompaniment. That moment leaves a deep impression on Seungmin, and it becomes the exact point where he falls for her voice, her presence, and the way she never seems shaken. Back in the present, they meet on the school rooftop. Out of nowhere, Gina asks Seungmin to help her by pretending to be her boyfriend. For Seungmin, who has spent so long quietly admiring her, the request is shocking. For a brief second, he even misunderstands it, thinking Gina might actually like him. But Gina quickly corrects that illusion. She explains that what she's offering isn't real romance. It's a fake relationship based on a dating contract. And to her surprise, Seungmin refuses. That rejection becomes one of the most humiliating moments Gina has ever faced. She's left scrambling with no idea how she's supposed to introduce Seungmin to Hyung Tak the next day. Baul is furious too, and he keeps questioning why Seungmin would turn down something like this. The reason is deeper than anyone expects. Seungmin promised his late mother he would live honestly, and he refuses to start something built on a lie. At the same time, Hyung Tak suddenly shows up and immediately identifies Seungmin as the so-called new boyfriend. He looks down on Seungmin for his nerdy appearance and assumes there is no way Gina would actually date someone like him. The next day, Gina still struggles to accept Seungmin's rejection. Her morning only gets worse when she loses her belongings again, and Hyung Tak shows up once more to remind her to introduce her new boyfriend after school. With no other choice left, Gina storms into Seungmin's classroom and causes a scene just to speak with him. This time, she explains everything, why she needs his help, and why only he can get her out of this situation. Gina offers the dating contract again, this time for a fixed period of 50 days. For a brief moment, Seungmin feels excited at the thought of spending time with her. That feeling quickly fades when he realizes the contract includes a strict rule against falling in love. He asks for revisions, adding his own conditions, including the request that he not call Ji-na by a respectful senior title. That single demand catches Ji-na completely off guard. The contract grows longer as more terms are added, all of which Ji-na agrees to without hesitation. But that only deepens Seungmin's doubt, because her willingness reminds him that this relationship is not meant to be real. Once again, he finds himself thinking about his mother's words and the importance of honesty. The school bell rings, signaling the end of class, and Ji-na leaves, trying to accept Seungmin's decision. Later, when she goes to meet Young-tak alone, she is mocked again, and treated as if she is still his girlfriend as long as her so-called new boyfriend does not appear.
다음부턴 절대 서운하게 안 할게. 응?
At her lowest point, Seungmin finally makes a choice. He decides to accept the dating contract, believing that he can turn this fake relationship into something real. He shows up, gently wraps an arm around Ji-na, and confidently presents himself as her boyfriend.
나야. 안녕하세요. 진아 남자친구 이승민입니다.
Seeing Ji-na openly acknowledge Seungmin as her new partner only makes Young-tak even angrier. The following day, Seungmin discovers that his father now has a new girlfriend. Instead of reacting with anger, he uses the moment to ask his father what women usually like. Following that advice, Seungmin buys Ji-na her favorite food. He cannot hide his happiness as he watches her enjoy it so sincerely. Later, Seungmin offers to walk Ji-na home, but she declines, saying she is not ready to leave yet. Remembering his father's advice, Seungmin tries not to cling too closely, believing that sometimes stepping back is the right move. Right then, Young-tak appears again, and his presence pushes Ji-na even closer to Seungmin. Their closeness right in front of him irritates Young-tak yet again. Ji-na uses the moment to get to know Seungmin better, hoping it will stop Young-tak from doubting their relationship. As they spend time together, they begin to realize how many things they actually have in common. Ji-na soon has to leave for practice, and Seungmin offers to go along so he can walk her home afterward. At the training studio, Ha-na quietly disapproves of Ji-na pretending to date someone like Seungmin, especially when Ji-na could easily be with someone better. After practice ends, Seungmin patiently waits and walks Ji-na home. On the way, he saves her when she almost steps into traffic without paying attention.
조심해요.
Because of that, Ji-na asks for his phone number, saying it is just in case. Even so, Seungmin can no longer hide how happy he feels. Unnoticed by them both, someone else is quietly watching their growing closeness from a distance. While spending time at a cafe with Ha-na and Minji, Ji-na suddenly remembers that she needs a photo with Seungmin to use as her profile picture. Ha-na assumes the idea must have come from Seungmin, thinking he wants to benefit from Ji-na's popularity. Ji-na quickly denies it, explaining that it was her own idea so Young-tak would stop doubting their relationship. Ha-na looks irritated when Ji-na casually invites Seungmin to join them. But the mood shifts when Ba-ul unexpectedly comes along too. His playful behavior makes Minji laugh, while Ha-na grows uncomfortable and decides to leave early.
멋짐?
뭐야 너 진짜 웃긴다.
왜 이렇게 끈적거려?
After that, Seungmin invites Ji-na and Minji to a hidden food spot that not many people know about. To their surprise, it turns out to be an internet cafe. Even so, the choice pays off because both Ji-na and Minji end up loving the food. They spend time playing games together, and Ba-yul and Seungmin are impressed by Ji-na's unexpected gaming skills. Shortly after, Seungmin shows a small but sincere act of care by waiting outside the restroom for Ji-na, knowing the area can be unsafe. Before leaving, Ji-na asks Seungmin to take photos together, and then requests that he change their profile pictures. This time, Ji-na offers to walk Seungmin home instead. Meanwhile, Ha-na receives a message from Ji-na apologizing for inviting Seungmin without asking her first. However, Ha-na's attention is immediately drawn to Ji-na's new profile picture. When they arrive at Seungmin's house, Ji-na firmly refuses to be walked home. The only thing Seungmin can do is hand her his jacket. Once again, Ji-na can't help but smile softly at his thoughtfulness.
잠깐만요. 그럼 저 갈게요.
The next day, Young-tak finally sees Ji-na's new profile picture and comes face to face with Seungmin again, still seeing him as too ordinary to be Ji-na's boyfriend. At that moment, Ji-na shows up to return Seungmin's jacket, and warns Hyung-tak not to mess with her new boyfriend. Instead of backing off, Hyung-tak mocks her, saying she should have chosen someone better than a person he considers a loser. Even then, he still refuses to believe that Ji-na and Seung-min are truly dating. That doubt is suddenly shattered when Ji-na unexpectedly kisses Seung-min. The act leaves Hyung-tak with little room to deny their relationship. Seung-min, however, is angered by Ji-na's impulsive behavior. Their friends are also left stunned by what just happened. Ji-na can only admit that she acted on instinct, hoping to put an end to Hyung-tak's suspicions. After that incident, Hyung-tak decides not to stay passive. He tries to win Ji-na back by showing off his athletic skills during gym class. Around the same time, Ba-ul visits the school gym to promote his TikTok club, but the only student who shows interest is Min-ji. Ji-na takes the opportunity to invite Ba-ul out to eat, hoping Seung-min will join them as well. Unfortunately, Seung-min avoids Ji-na, claiming he is busy in the school broadcasting room. With no other option, Ji-na confides in Ba-ul and asks why Seung-min is upset with her. From him, she finally learns the truth. What she did the day before was exactly what Seung-min disliked the most. A kiss without genuine feelings felt fake and insincere to him. Ji-na begins to understand that Seung-min values sincerity above all else. That is also why he initially refused to pretend to date her. The only reason he eventually agreed to the dating contract was because his feelings for Ji-na were real. Without meaning to, Ba-ul lets it slip that Seung-min has actually liked Ji-na for a very long time. Elsewhere, Seung-min accidentally comes across Ha-na while she is throwing up her food. It becomes clear that she often chooses hunger and thirst just to maintain her weight. At first, Ha-na expects to be mocked for her obsession. Instead, Seung-min responds with understanding. He believes everyone lives by different standards and paths. He praises Ha-na for her discipline and hard work, but gently reminds her that health matters more than anything, and hurting herself is never the answer. His words bring Ha-na a sense of relief and quiet happiness. Not long after that, Seung-min meets Ji-na and finally admits that he has liked her for a long time. He explains when those feelings began and why they kept growing. At that moment, Ji-na apologizes for kissing him without his consent. Seung-min gathers his courage one last time and makes it clear that if something like that ever happens again, he wants it to come from genuine feelings. Those words linger in Ji-na's mind, causing her heart rate to rise so much that it even shows on the heart monitor during gym class.
이게 왜 이러는 거야? 나의 소중한 제자가 설마?
Soon after, the trainees face their monthly evaluation at the training studio. Despite training for 6 years, Ha-na is still judged at an amateur level. Ji-na, on the other hand, has only trained for 4 years. Yet her skills are already considered equal to idols who have debuted. The next day, Ji-na loses her belongings once again. That rough morning turns bright when Seung-min surprises her with matching couple bags to celebrate the 22nd day of their relationship. Ji-na teasingly thinks he is a bit childish, though she cannot hide her smile. Nearby, Ha-na and Hyung-tak watch their closeness with clear irritation. Hyung-tak is reminded of the past, realizing that Ji-na was always the one who remembered and celebrated their anniversaries while he kept her waiting. At the same time, Ji-na discovers several photos of herself inside her locker, along with strange notes claiming they will be together soon. Later on, Ba-ul celebrates everyone officially joining the TikTok club. This time, Ji-na is the one showing warm care and small gestures of protection towards Seung-min, especially when Ba-ul jokingly tries to hit his head. During that gathering, Ha-na suddenly brings up a singer she admires. Seung-min is surprised to learn that Ha-na also knows his favorite singer, someone who is not very popular. Ji-na feels a faint sense of jealousy as she watches Ha-na and Seung-min bond over the same interest. Ha-na, who once disliked Seung-min, finally admits that he is a good person after getting to know him better. She then asks Ji-na if she likes Seung-min. Still confused about her own feelings, Ji-na immediately denies it, insisting that their relationship is nothing more than a contract. Shortly after that, Hyung-tak approaches Ha-na to ask for her help. At the same time, Ji-na suddenly has an important appointment with her agency and is forced to postpone her dinner plans with Seung-min. Before leaving, she gently pats Seung-min's head, a small gesture that leaves him flustered and unable to hide his reaction. Later on, Ha-na invites Seung-min to attend a fan signing event for their favorite singer. After the event ends, they unexpectedly run into Ji-na and Hyung-tak at a cafe. It turns out that Ha-na had quietly looked through Seung-min's social media earlier to learn more about his favorite singer. Not long before that, Jina had come to the same cafe at Hana's request, which was actually made on behalf of Hyung-tak. Jina has little choice but to go along with Hyung-tak, who is trying to make up for his past mistakes by giving her the gifts he should have given on their anniversary and her birthday. Seeing this, Jina makes it clear that what she wanted back then was never gifts, but his presence. That is when Jina notices how close Seungmin and Hana seem. The sight sparks a feeling of jealousy. A misunderstanding follows when Jina sees Seungmin leaving together with Hana. Feeling jealous himself, Seungmin walks away, and Jina immediately chases after him. She tries to explain that she knew nothing about the plan and questions why he left with Hana. Seungmin wants to explain everything, but anger, worry, and jealousy all mix together at once. Jina leaves in a confused state of mind and accidentally runs into a mysterious man named Jun-woo, who turns out to be a stalker. At the same time, Hyung-tak learns that Jina is heading home alone and tries calling her, but she does not answer. In his frustration, Hyung-tak tells Seungmin that Jina has been followed by someone for a long time. The truth soon comes out. The stalker is Jun-woo, the same person who has been stealing Jina's belongings, secretly taking her photos and leaving messages claiming they would be together. Jun-woo feels pleased when Jina recognizes him as a member of the baseball team, but Jina immediately runs away once she realizes he is the one who has been stalking her. In the middle of the panic, Jina finally manages to call Hyung-tak to explain the emergency. The call is cut short when Jun-woo catches up to her and snatches her phone away. Jun-woo has long believed that Jina shared the same feelings for him. He thought he had a chance after she broke up with Hyung-tak. That belief turns into rage when Jina suddenly has a new boyfriend, someone Jun-woo considers far beneath her standards. In his mind, Jina should have chosen him instead. Thankfully, Seungmin arrives just in time to save Jina. His presence only fuels Jun-woo's anger even more. Jina takes the opportunity to strike Jun-woo while Seungmin, who has already contacted the police, forces Jun-woo to flee the scene. During his escape, Jun-woo runs into Hyung-tak. Seeing Jina's scattered belongings around the area finally makes Hyung-tak realize that his own baseball teammate is the one who has been stalking her all along. In the end, Jun-woo is caught, expelled from school, and sent to prison. Hyung-tak warns Seungmin to truly protect Jina as her boyfriend. Jina tries to calm Seungmin, telling him that none of this is his fault and that he is the one who saved her. Even so, Seungmin still feels guilty and promises that he will always walk Jina home from now on. Knowing that Jina lives alone while her parents work in Jeju only makes Seungmin more anxious. Without hesitation, Jina invites him inside her house if he is that worried. Inside, Seungmin tries to steady himself and build the resolve to become someone who can protect her. That night, they share a meal together. This time, Jina is the one trying to stay calm as Seungmin once again shows his kindness. As time passes, Seungmin falls asleep on Jina's shoulder, and without realizing it, the two of them drift off together in that position. The next day, Minji is frustrated when she learns that Jun-woo only receives probation. Jina later approaches Hyung-tak to thank him. In that moment, Hyung-tak asks if they can remain friends instead, and Jina agrees. Meanwhile, at the TikTok club, Minji invites everyone to go on a group trip to her vacation house. After hearing the plan, Hyung-tak immediately offers to join, now that he and Jina are on friendly terms. Not long after, Jina's mother calls after hearing about the stalking incident, but Jina reassures her and asks her not to come, explaining that she now has someone she can rely on. When they arrive at Minji's vacation house, Ba-ul is stunned by how luxurious it is. Everyone ends up going along with Minji's request to play different games together. While that happens, Seungmin focuses on recording their moments with his video camera. During cooking, Hana tries to help Seungmin and asks him not to make the food too spicy. But when Jina tastes it and says it is not spicy at all, Seungmin forgets Hana's request and only pays attention to Jina's preferences. That instantly irritates Hana once again. As they eat together, Hana asks Seungmin to get her some soup, which immediately makes the atmosphere awkward. Hyung-tak steps in and scolds Hana for asking someone else's boyfriend to serve her. He then takes the initiative to get the soup himself, trying to ease the tension. Later, Minji suggests playing a whisper game. In this game, anyone curious about a question has to pay for it by taking a hit. When it is Ba-ul's turn to ask Jina, she unexpectedly answers with Hyung-tak's name. That response sparks Seungmin's curiosity, and he willingly takes the hit. However, the question turns out to be something trivial about who was sneaking into the kitchen for a midnight snack. Everyone laughs it off, though Seung-min is left with lingering curiosity. Then it is Hyung-tak's turn. The question he directs at Ha-na makes Jina curious enough to take a hit herself, even as Seung-min tries to shield her. It turns out the question is about who Ha-na likes, and Ha-na points to Seung-min as her answer. Jina is left silent, trying to stay positive. That night, Jina is surprised when Seung-min comes to ask her out for a walk. He explains that his phone ran out of battery, so he came directly without contacting her. Seung-min teases Jina about taking a hit earlier just to learn the question, but Jina chooses to keep Ha-na's answer a secret as part of the game. In that moment, Seung-min once again enjoys listening to Jina sing and records her voice.
따스한 바람이 나에게 다가와 바라만 보아도 괜찮아 너니까.
He admits that he never imagined he could be this close to someone he once admired, only from afar. The atmosphere slowly grows more intimate, until they are interrupted by the sound of a barking dog. Seung-min casually suggests that Ji-na should feel lucky, since he is doing his best to hold himself back. Unbeknownst to them, Ha-na is watching from a distance, growing increasingly irritated at their closeness. In her anger, she finally tells Hyung-tak that Seung-min and Ji-na's relationship is nothing more than a dating contract. After learning the truth, Hyung-tak begins to understand what is really going on. The next day, as they prepare to head home, they realize there is still a lot of leftover food. Ji-na takes the initiative to bring it all with her since she lives alone. Ha-na immediately calls her out, accusing Ji-na of always being greedy. In Ha-na's eyes, Ji-na always wants to take everything, and that attitude deeply irritates her. Ha-na's harsh words anger Ji-na, who demands to know why Ha-na is so upset. Overwhelmed by her emotions, Ha-na storms off, and Hyung-tak follows after her. That is when Hyung-tak finally realizes the truth. Ha-na has feelings for Seung-min. He advises her not to let her emotions show too openly, and to wait for the right moment, just as he himself is waiting for a chance to win Ji-na back. Later, at the training studio, Ji-na quickly apologizes to Ha-na and promises she will no longer act selfishly. Their conversation is suddenly interrupted by an important announcement from the agency. Because of serious financial trouble, the trainees are asked to provide investment money. Ji-na strongly objects, pointing out that this demand is not stated in their contracts. Management responds by saying they will not ask Ji-na to invest because of her strong abilities, but they will require other trainees, including Ha-na, to do so. Ji-na continues to oppose the decision, defending Ha-na and criticizing the agency for taking money from its own trainees. However, her defense is rejected by Ha-na herself, who chooses to invest for the sake of the company. In the end, Ji-na is the only one brave enough to take action by leaving the agency altogether. For the first time, she sees Ha-na's cold side and realizes that a deep crack has formed in their friendship. In that moment, the only person Ji-na can think of is Seung-min. Following the contract rules and Seung-min's request, she gathers her courage and tells him everything. After hearing her story, Seung-min comforts Ji-na and reassures her that she is not someone who hurts others on purpose. Ji-na admits how anxious she feels after leaving the agency so suddenly. Seung-min then suggests that she upload her singing video to social media on her own, without involving the agency. To him, Ji-na already looks like a real singer. Once again, he assures her that everything will be fine.
갈게요, 내가.
Ji-na later meets her older sister, who asks about her new boyfriend. Without hesitation, Ji-na explains the dating contract. At the same time, she admits that she has started to like Seung-min and plans to confess her feelings once the contract ends. Meanwhile, the agency manager says she will return Ha-na's investment money if Ha-na manages to bring Ji-na back. She emphasizes how important Ji-na is to the agency, without considering Ha-na's feelings at all. The following day, Ji-na shares that she has uploaded her video to social media. When Seung-min sees it, he is amazed to find that Ji-na's singing video has already surpassed 100,000 views. At the same moment, Seung-min accidentally drops his pen and reaches under the desk to pick it up. Ji-na uses that brief moment to hold his hand. Unexpectedly, Seung-min chooses to keep holding her hand and writes with his left hand instead of letting go. On the other side, Ha-na grows increasingly fed up watching Min-ji and Ba-ul act overly affectionate. Not long after, they watch an interview with Hyung-tak, who has just scored 3 home runs. During the interview, Hyung-tak mentions a girl he hopes will support him. leaving everyone surprised to realize that he still has feelings for Jina. When Seung-min asks about the meaning behind that comment, Hyung-tak avoids giving a clear answer and only hints that the game is not over yet. Around the same time, Ba-ul, who is searching for a power bank, accidentally finds the dating contract inside Seung-min's bag. The two of them laugh it off, teasing Seung-min for how childish the contract looks. Soon after that, Hana receives a message from her manager. The agency pressures her once again to persuade Jina to come back, especially now that Jina's video has gone viral. When Seung-min asks about Jina, he is met with Hana's anger, as she has grown tired of hearing Jina's name. In that emotional state, Hana makes up her mind to take Seung-min away from Jina. She invites Seung-min to meet her privately and confesses her feelings, even asking him to date her once his contract with Jina ends. Seung-min, however, refuses to give her any hope. He makes it clear that he truly likes Jina and that his feelings will not change, even after the contract is over. That rejection immediately sparks Hana's anger, as she questions why people always choose Jina over her. At that moment, Jina arrives and asks what they are talking about. Her presence only fuels Hana's emotions further when Jina firmly reminds her that Seung-min is her boyfriend. The following day, the entire school is thrown into chaos when the dating contract is leaked. Jina is cornered and accused of lying to everyone. The person behind the leak is none other than Hana. Jina tries to stay calm and openly admits that their relationship is indeed based on a contract. Still, as the situation spirals out of control, Jina feels both angry and hurt when she realizes she cannot reach Seung-min at all. Meanwhile, Seung-min is deceived by Hana, who tells him that Jina is furious with him for allowing the contract to leak. Believing her words, Seung-min chooses to distance himself from Jina. Soon after, the online posts are updated with even harsher accusations, claiming that Jina often threatens Seung-min and treats him like a servant. All of the criticism turns toward Jina. At the same time, Hyung-tak finally learns what is happening and willingly abandons an important game just to go see Jina. Meanwhile, Jina struggles more and more to find Seung-min. She realizes that the leaked photos were taken in that room and immediately understands that Hana is responsible. Without hesitation, Hana admits what she did, saying she wanted Jina to experience the same sense of loss she felt. Hana then releases all the resentment she has been holding inside. Jina leaving the agency has hurt her deeply and even threatens her own debut. But what hurts the most is seeing Jina regain popularity through a viral video. In Hana's eyes, she is the one who worked the hardest for years, yet Jina always seems to get everything. Jina responds by clarifying that everything she achieved also came from hard work, driven by her desire to stand on equal ground with Hana. For Jina, that journey was meaningful because they once struggled together. Instead of calming Hana, this explanation only fuels her anger. She believes Jina has never truly experienced failure the way she has. Hana finally admits that she did everything to take what Jina had, both her popularity and Seung-min. At that moment, they suddenly hear Seung-min's voice being broadcast live from the school's broadcasting room. Seung-min confirms that he and Jina do have a dating contract, one that he initially refused. He explains that his hesitation was tied to concerns about the agency, which had done many things without his consent. But those worries no longer matter to him because his feelings for Jina are far stronger than any fear he had. That confession brings smiles to many faces, even as a teacher outside tries to stop the broadcast. Seung-min continues, realizing that without the dating contract, he might have remained stuck in one-sided love forever. Instead of criticizing Jina, he asks everyone to support his feelings, so that once the contract ends, they can begin a real relationship.
저는 오진아 학생과 계약연애 중입니다. 오진아 학생과 관련된 논란에 대해 말씀드릴 게 있습니다. 이 계약연애를 하고 싶지 않았습니다.
Seung-min's courage gives Jina new confidence. She no longer feels afraid of anything Hana might do to bring her down. No matter what happens, Jina believes she will not fall so easily. After the broadcast ends, Seung-min is punished for using the school's broadcasting system for personal reasons. Even so, Jina is deeply moved by his bravery and sincerity. A few days later, the rumors slowly fade and people begin to show their support for them. Even as things start to calm down, Jina cannot stop thinking about Hana, who has not returned to school at all. At the same time, Hyung-tak is punished for abandoning an important game just to see Jina. Only then does he realize that for the first time in his life he chose Jina over baseball. Unfortunately, that realization comes too late, because Jina has already found someone who cares for her more deeply. Jina eventually goes to see Hana and asks why she has been absent from school. Hana remains cold, but Jina finally speaks honestly about her feelings. She admits that she is still angry with Hana, yet she also feels the need to apologize for the pain Hana has gone through. Still seeing Hana as a friend, Jina offers a chance to repair their friendship. Hana accepts that chance, but only on one condition. If Jina wants to remain friends, she must not continue a real relationship with Seungmin. Since Hana also has feelings for Seungmin, she asks Jina to give up at least that one thing. In return, Hana promises to forget everything and become Jina's friend again. At the same time, without Jina knowing, Seungmin is preparing to confess his feelings because the next day marks the final day of their dating contract. But the following day, Jina unexpectedly asks Seungmin to skip school with her. Unable to refuse, Seungmin agrees. They spend the day trying to enjoy the kind of date they never truly had before. Elsewhere, Minji and Ba-ul's affectionate mood is interrupted when Hana finally returns to school. Hana grows irritated again when she learns that Jina has not arrived yet. Seeing Hana back, Hyung-tak notices a clear change in her attitude. Not long after, Hana begins to act with confidence, as if she is certain she can break Jina and Seungmin apart. Hyung-tak responds with quiet sarcasm, feeling sympathy for Jina, whose sincerity toward Hana is being used against her for selfish reasons. Meanwhile, Jina and Seungmin continue spending time together. By chance, Jina discovers that Seungmin has repeatedly sent requests and complaints to the city service center about the broken traffic light near her house. Thanks to his persistence, the light is finally repaired. With only minutes left on their dating contract, Seungmin tries to steady himself, while Jina is overwhelmed with sadness. She takes a moment to thank him for the beautiful memories he gave her over the past 50 days. Seungmin believes there are still many days ahead they could share, but Jina refuses to hold on to that hope, convinced that everything ends once the contract expires. She thanks him once more, then quietly walks away, leaving Seungmin standing there alone. In the days that follow, Jina goes through her routine without the joy she once felt whenever she was with Seungmin. Her sadness is immediately noticed by Hyung-tak. Jina can no longer hold back her tears as she admits that her relationship with Seungmin has ended. Hearing that, Hyung-tak wonders if Jina ever cried this much when their own relationship ended in the past. Jina confirms it, but she also clarifies that during their time together she cried far more often because of Hyung-tak, not when they finally broke up. That realization pushes Hyung-tak to be honest with himself. He admits that he had been waiting for the day Jina and Seungmin's dating contract would end. But things did not turn out the way he hoped, and all he can offer now is to stay by Jina's side as a friend. Hyung-tak then advises Jina not to give up her love for someone who continues to hurt her. Around the same time, Seungmin's sadness is also noticed by his father. He realizes that Seungmin has just gone through a breakup. Calmly, his father suggests that Seungmin try meeting Jina one more time, because there is a chance she might still be waiting for him. Afraid of seeming selfish, Seungmin gathers his courage and confidence and finally decides to go see Jina. Meanwhile, Jina is contacted again by Hana, who asks to meet her. On the way there, Jina notices the traffic light that has finally been repaired, and without realizing it, she is reminded of Seungmin. Hana welcomes Jina's decision with happiness, believing that Jina has chosen their friendship over Seungmin. But in that moment, Jina starts to recognize how distorted Hana's view of friendship truly is. She questions whether she is not allowed to be more popular than Hana, whether she must end her relationship just because Hana likes the same person, and whether any of that truly represents what Hana calls friendship. That realization leads Jina to understand that she does not need a friendship like that. She admits to herself that breaking up with Seungmin for Hana was a huge mistake. Jina chooses to end their friendship and urges Hana to stop using her as the reason for her own failures and frustrations, because those things are Hana's responsibility alone. Jina finally understands that the person she should have protected all along was Seungmin, not a toxic friendship. At the same time, Seungmin also realizes that he should never have let Jina walk away so easily. In the end, Jina rushes to find Seungmin and finally confesses the feelings she has been holding back. She also realizes that Seungmin has loved her longer and more deeply than she ever knew. Sometime later, Jina hears that Hana has left the school. Minji, who genuinely considers Hana a friend, chooses to continue supporting her decision. She is willing to wait and welcome Hana whenever she chooses to return or reach out again. Gina does her best to comfort Minji as she says goodbye to Hana. At that very moment, Baul arrives with news that Seungmin is waiting for Gina on the school rooftop. Seungmin presents Gina with a dating contract once again, but this time it has a lifetime duration. He takes the chance to sign it in his own meaningful way. In the end, Seungmin succeeds in turning a contract-based relationship into something real, finally putting an end to his one-sided love. Now his feelings are returned, as Gina openly admits her love for him. The story closes with Gina and Seungmin officially becoming a couple, sharing a romantic moment together on the school rooftop. So the moral of the story is, if you are going to fake date someone, at least read the contract first, because one random profile picture, one impulsive kiss, and suddenly you are signing a lifetime subscription to chaos.